Divine love and light to you. There are two questions that has come from again a new seeker on the path. And I believe this is from Radha Swami Satsang group person who looks into these videos of mine also here. So the question asked is most of the satsangis I believe is again Radha Swami's group only. Most of the satsangis says that any sadhak which is who is an initiated sadhak should not eat at other person's home. So what if we went outside the town and halted at some relative's house and then we have to eat at their place? Then in such situation what to do? Whether to eat, or is there anything that we can do so that it should not burden our karmas? One question. Second question is mostly outside we eat at hotels and pay for it. Is it okay to do so? Would it be a burden of karmas on us? Two questions again, out of curiosity this is. But again, many schools of practice, school of thoughts have this kind of practice where they do not encourage eating at somebody else's places. Brahma Kumaris is one again, because I was with Brahma Kumaris for a long time and I know their practices. Now, of course, I don't follow that very rigidly in my life at least, but what they say is of great relevance. It is not that some rules have been created. All these rules of every group, of every cult or every community is again developed based on their own experience of the masters there and what they have experienced, and accordingly they will guide their followers also to, and it is in the intention of the highest good for their followers, because what they benefited they are trying to pass it on. So I wouldn't discard anybody as wrong, because every path is all correct according to their experiences. Everybody has different experiences and according to that they design their own paths. So it is all true. So, but what I'm trying to say is the meaning why they say this is very deep. Like I told you, awareness. In awareness, we are very conscious of what we eat, what we drink, and from where we drink, from where we eat. It's a path of awareness. You are very conscious about it. Why you are conscious? Why you are aware? Because what you eat, what you drink, what you take in, whatever you take in into your body, gross or subtle. Gross means whatever you take in the form of food. Subtle means whatever you take inside in the form of thoughts. All these we are very careful and aware. Why are we aware? One simple question we need to ask. Why are we aware of all these things? Why is the need to be conscious about all these things? Because we all know, it is common sense, it will affect our life. Eating wrong will affect our health. Same way, thinking or allowing wrong thoughts into our mind will affect our mental health. So the toll is again back in our life. So that we don't have to face all these kind of drastic effects of these negative stuff, we become conscious and alert and awake and aware, and when the process is happening only we are very conscious about it. This is all the practice of awareness that is about. So the Brahma Kumaris and even Radha Swami Satsang is actually, they promote and they encourage not to have food from outside. The reason is that you at home are a conscious being who's on the path. I'm telling you, who's on the path, they are very conscious of the energies. You know that everything is energy. Even what you cook is energy. What you cook is what you are going to intake, and what you intake is what your health is going to be. So that is why it is said jaisa ann vaisa man kaha gaya hai. Means as the food, so is you. Your thoughts, your behavior, your attitude, your personality is depending on the food that you take. Not just the gross personality of fat or thin or six pack or eight packs or all that, muscular bodies and all. Not the outcome of that. That is one aspect. That is just the gross. But the subtle is the personality in that body. Your behaviors, your attitudes, your habits, your personality altogether, your character. Yes, it all does matter. It is all taken in from the food, because food also has a sukshma sharira. Food has a subtle property. Food has prana in it, and food has the tendency of holding the vibrations. it holds vibration, plus or minus. So now, depending on who is cooking the food, the consciousness of the person who is cooking, the cook, will matter the most, because whatever they are thinking, their thought patterns, their vibrations do get transferred to the food. It absorbs, the food absorbs, and that food is passed on to the person who is consuming it. So if you consume food in unawareness, you are simply consuming the subtle property of the food, and subtle property of the food is energy that it has taken from the environment, and environment is what, where it was being cooked. So whatever was there in the consciousness of the person who was cooking it, that has got transferred. So if somebody is being very negatively affected, the consciousness is very negative, definitely the food, the prana will pull in that, and that is what is being consumed. So you are indirectly consuming the thought patterns or the thought vibrations of somebody else's consciousness. So indirectly you are eating somebody else's consciousness. So that is why they ask you to be very careful. Even in Brahma Kumaris, they don't touch even water when they go into anybody's home. Not in the water. If you just keep a glass of water and speak to it, it can become a medicine or it can become poison. Even if you don't speak to it, whatever thoughts are going around in that space, it absorbs. Water holds all that very potently. So that is why they say the initiated sadhaks do not eat there, because they are trying to make you aware and conscious, and trying not to deplete your energy by being affected by somebody else's or some negativity from outside. Be conscious is what they are trying to say in this. But do not take this as a very rigid thing. As I told you, all these rules and all these beautiful methods have been designed by the communities or the masters for the highest purpose. But again, do not treat it like a book of rules, like something will happen. If you do it, good will happen. If you don't do it, something bad will happen. It's like that SMS that we get, or the WhatsApp. This you pass it on to 10 persons and you will get a blessing today. If you don't, then you are going to get something bad will happen to you. And based on that greed and fear, you are actually doing it. Actually, there is no purpose. Even if you are forwarding it, you have no purpose. You are scared that something will happen and you are doing it. Or you are greedy, I'll get something and then you are doing it. Greed and fear, you are motivated by them. So here also, the purpose is very important. Do not treat it like a book of rigid rules. If I follow it, it has been told and I have to follow it rigidly. If I don't do it, something will happen. So this question is coming out of fear. So it means that till now you are following this teaching either motivated by greed or fear. Please understand. So it's time now to become aware and conscious of it and let go of this fear and greed both. When you let go of these both, the intentions will be very pure. When you come to that space, then you will understand it is okay once in a while, if you're going somewhere out and there's an emergency and then you have to eat for your survival or something. If you can avoid it, if your body can wait for it, if you can fast that day, great, but it might not be practical. You don't fast actually out of fear, something will happen. But you are fasting now, saying that it's okay even if I don't eat, it's okay. Why do I want to take something which I do not know? It's okay, I'll manage. So it's a very casual and it's very, it's all at ease. Very much at ease. Like I remember my master, he was and he is always very particular about what he eats. And especially particular about who cooks it. So there are times I've seen him saying that, Aaj mera vrat hai. So many times he has been traveling and I was traveling with him in the shivers and all that. So sometimes when his lunch would come or something, he would say, no, today I'm fasting. So when you say I'm fasting, people just take off the food and go without feeling bad about it. Oh, he's fasting. Okay. But I know the real reason. I hope you've got it. So it's all important. This is my observations. It comes from that space. where you are able to deny food also, and it's okay. You are not feeling like, oh my god, now what I'll do, I'm feeling so hungry, I can't refuse the food also. If that is the case, then eat and be done with it, but don't carry guilt with that. Oh, I've eaten somebody, I don't know, from outside I've eaten, how it is good. All that you do is, in such emergency cases when you can't resist or anything, or maybe people are forcing you or something like that, just take the food with awareness. Become aware. That is the power. What I told you, whenever you become aware, the light goes there, the prana goes there. So you look at your food in awareness, bless it. That is one of the best way to clear off anything that is not good for your ultimatum. Look at the food, bless the food, thank the food, be grateful to it, and just look at it with love, with consciousness. So immediately the light will go there, light of your awareness, your prana. It will lighten up that. So if anything was there also, and now what will happen? You are more trusting on your awareness. You are sure of your awareness. So this happens. And when you now know that you have converted that, whatever you have transmuted that food into whatever is best for you, you will relish it. You need not do it every time. I mean to say, you can transmute the food, so it doesn't mean that you go on eating here and there. I'm saying in times of emergency, if that comes, then bless the food. Say thank you to that person also, and nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. So in emergency cases, you can use these things. So whether to eat or not, or should it not burden our karma? See, there is nothing to do with karmas in this. So this is a fully scared question I can see. Something will happen, more karmas will come. Karmas, yes, in one way they must have told us, because it is the consciousness of that person who's cooking. So that consciousness, as they are putting some bijas into that, and which you are having, and it can sprout into something of the similar thing. That is karmic only, if you go to see that way. Somebody else's karma you have taken in that way, deep. But don't go too much into it, too extreme and fatal about it. Otherwise you can't live that way. Everything that you see, and take it with awareness. Awareness cleans, purifies. Hope this answers your first question. The second one that you say is, when we eat outside at hotels and pay for it, is that okay to do? Would it not be a burden of karma? I don't know why you're linking everything to karmas. Paying somebody for somebody's bills. Well, I think I know what angle you're talking from. Because my master used to always say, do not even take gifts from anyone. Take nothing for free, he used to say. Nothing for free. Because there is actually nothing for free. Everything is give and take. Everything is an exchange of energy. There is nothing free in this universe. It looks like that. Even when you see advertisement free, there is nothing free. There is a price that you are paying, but unknowingly, in some other way, you are paying for it. Buy one, get one free. That get one free also is very much calculated. Nobody will sell you at loss anything. There is an intention behind it to gain something. And even let us say a product is being marketed to you at loss. They're giving one free at loss. What is the intention? Intention is, with that loss also they are trying to gain something out. Some profit they are going to extract out of you. Maybe you might go and tell it to 10 people. So, one person has got that free offer, and that person goes and tell 10 people, so you have given them 10 customers. So that is what they have taken back from you. They have taken back profits. So nothing in this world is free. Everything is camouflaged. So it is our feeling that it is free. When you eat in the hotel and you're paying somebody else's bill, that means we do not know now who's the giver and who's the taker. We do not know. Some reasons. But it is always better to be on the safer side of not being a taker. You paying the bill is still okay, because it is not a heavy karmic stuff for you. You might be repaying somebody else's karmic debt in some way, through that food or bill or whatever, or your generosity. Or if not, you might be adding it to your punyas. Anything that you give, you are going to get a return, as simple as that. So if you have given something free, something of your own cost, then that is going to come back to you in some way, today or tomorrow. So that either goes into your credit balance of something good coming to you, that's still better. It is nothing wrong to not get that. But I'm telling you, on a higher level of awareness, it might not be right. Because then you are adding to another karma again. Even giving something means you are bounded now. Until you receive, you are not going to get free from that karmic debt. So that has trapped you again. That is higher level of awareness. Lower awareness, if you just see, it's okay. It's still something good only. Something good coming back to you. At least it's not bad. Okay, na? So, paying for somebody's bill, it's okay as far as. But somebody paying for you, that also has got its own results, consequences. Somebody is paying for you, then you become indebted. Or you don't know, because these calculations we don't know. The theory of karma is very intrinsic, very delicate. Who knows? You must have done a lot to that person in some way, and now the time is coming when that person is paying for you. So it might be actually a finishing of karma also. You really don't know. So these all keep on happening all the time. Best is not to be very calculative and keep this person has paid, now I have to pay, this person has given me something, now I have to give back something. It's not needed actually. Best is to stay in awareness and be aware. Somebody is paying. If you can do it yourself, or if you don't allow that, if you pay, it's always better. That is why most of the people try to pay the bills. Even the seekers and all who are little conscious, you will see conscious people will always want to pay the bills. They will not want to take anything free from anyone. This is one reason, because they want to always give, to be on the safer side than to take. So the give and take business is a very delicate matter, and it becomes very difficult to tell this to friends, especially when they are giving you some gifts or something. It's very difficult to tell them. You can't tell them that I am not taking any gifts. So not to hurt them, what I do is, if they do something, I take it quietly, but I also give back in some other form. Without them knowing it is the same transaction, but that thing is there. I don't want to keep anything there. I give it back. So you either give it back in that way, and if you can't, if there might be circumstances you can't give back in the same way. In that condition, what you do is pray for them. Give gratitude. Lots of gratitudes and giving them blessings. It is actually an exchange of that energy. You have got something, now you have given your good energies or something good. That also helps balance these things. Hope this answer helps you. Lots of divine love and light to you. Stay blessed.